first guest is a Golden Globe winner and still to this day the only actor to have played Elton John and Robin Hood within a one-year period. Now you can see him star as a maximum security prison inmate gambling for freedom in the fact-based drama Blackbird. It premieres July 8th on Apple TV+. Please welcome Taron Egerton.
Wow! I need that in my apartment when I come home at night. It's so lovely.
Don't you? Yeah, nice welcoming. What a great audience.
Thanks so much.
I'm excited to meet you. You were on my wish list of wish guests for this week. Of my guest hosting, because I was such a big fan of yours from the Elton John movie that you did.
Thank you.
Everyone saw. And I didn't realize that Taron was a Welsh name. I thought you were British. I didn't realize you were from Wales.
Well, it's a bit confusing, because I was born in England. I was born in Liverpool, and my mother and I moved to Wales when I was probably about 2, but I just happened to have a Welsh name. And it should have been Taran, which is Welsh for thunder. But my mum, because she's from Liverpool and not Wales, she spelt it wrong on the birth certificate. So now I'm Taron.
Taron, the way you said it previously sounds like a character from Game of Thrones.
I am a character from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But I'm one of the few Americans that have been to Wales.
Oh, really?
Yes, I went to Wales, and you know, Wales has a reputation. People think there's a lot of sheep and funny business going on over there. And I want to say that that is not true. When I was there, I didn't see anybody doing anything fishy with a sheep.
No. I think it has happened, but not as much as you might think.
Why do you think it has that kind of reputation?
Just stories, you know, just stories you hear.
It's funny because I went on a farm in Wales with these 2 brothers who ran a sheep farm. So I saw them in action, rounding up the sheep with an Australian Shepherd. Those are the dogs they use, right?
That kind of action.
Yeah, that action.
Okay,
It wasn't penetration, nothing like that. No.
Okay.
But when was the last time you were back in Wales?
Probably, I was there for a wedding about 4 weeks ago, actually.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so recently.
Recently, very beautiful. The adjacent town is a place called Bourse, and a couple of friends of mine were getting married, and it was on a hilltop overlooking the sea. It's a very, very beautiful part of the world. I'm incredibly lucky to come from such a special place.
Yeah, it is a beautiful part. What's the name of the town that you're from?
Well, I went to primary school in a village in the north part of Wales on Anglesey, and this is such a bit. I've done this a lot, but it's called Llanfair Pwll Gwyngyll go Gerach yn Drob y Llantysilio o Gogoch. Yeah, I know. I think it was just about getting tourist trade in, you know?
That sounds like something a sheep might say. No, I'm just kidding. But when was the last time you were in the home that you grew up in, or in the town that you grew up in?
So I moved to a place callld Aberystwyth when I was about 12, which is where my family still live. And, I mean, the last time I was there for a really extended period of time was, just after all the Elton John stuff, the world obviously stopped, and I went back to be in Wales for about 6 months. And that's kind of the longest I've been there. Oh,
for, like, the lockdown and everything?
For the lockdown and everything, yeah. I went back and immediately started just eating, you know, choux pastry and growing to the size of a house. But
well, I think that was right after, right? You won your Golden Globe for the movie. And then you went back home. So how did your family handle you being a big star when you came home?
Well, yeah, my family are pretty down to earth. My 2 little sisters are completely unimpressed. My 12-year-old sister now has a phone. So she's sort of tentatively, occasionally, I get the impression, sometimes they'll sort of say, hey, can you just send me a selfie? And I'm like, why do you want a selfie? And you realise it's because there's one of the kids in school who wanted, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, I was there for about 6 months, and it was lovely, actually. Weirdly, as stressful and horrible as the pandemic was for so many people, I sort of found it to be quite a nice sabbatical, you know? I kind of was able to just chill and be by the sea, and, yeah, it was nice.
And was it nice to be with your family? Because my family invaded my house during the pandemic. My sister has 3 adult children, and I didn't appreciate that at all. I didn't want. I mean, the pandemic was fun for me in the beginning. You know, like first 2 weeks was like spring break. I'm like, oh my god, party at my house solo. You know.
Yeah.
And then after it went on and on, it was like, you know, by the third month, I was ready to get the party started again out of my house.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the people you love most in the world are the people you love most in the world, and that's great, but they are also the people that drive you the most insane, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, it was nice. It was good being with family. I enjoyed it.
Good, good. And I know that you are very close friends with Elton John, right? Ever since you did the movie, you guys are still...
Yeah. Yeah, we are still friends. He's amazing. I love him. He's hilarious and crazy, but yeah, I saw him last week. Went to his house on Wednesday. We had lunch, crab salad, spicy lamb. Oh yeah. I'm fancy now. So yeah, saw him last week. He's in London doing Hyde Park and a few dates there.
Right.
Yeah, I went over and saw him.
That's cute to have a friendship with Elton John. I always hear about people who are friends with Elton John, and I'm like, that sounds fun. Is he funny in person?
Yeah, but none of it you can repeat.
Right, because it's so dirty.
Because it's so dirty. Yeah. I mean, I really mean that as well. I can't repeat it. Utter filth.
I was watching your new show, which is on Apple TV, and you have an American accent on the show. I always find British people or Welsh people now that we're speaking and Australian people to have very solid American accents, but it doesn't always work in the opposite direction.
No, I don't know what I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. But I know what you mean, but there are instances of Brits doing really good versions, I think, aren't there?
No, Brits do good versions.
No, I mean, America, the other...
Yeah, there are instances, but it's definitely like, you know, you guys are better at accents than Americans are better at the opposite.
Well, I had a really great dialect coach, so there's a really wonderful... He's now a very dear friend of mine who was there for the whole shoot, and he's an American who married a Brit. So I met him in London. His name's Carter Bellamy. To any actors out there, if you ever want a great dialect coach, Carter's your man. And he would kind of like colour code the entire script for me, so into phonetic sounds, so that I could learn it in the accent. And yeah, you know, I enjoy that part of it. It's nice to be able to kind of try and turn into somebody else.
Yeah, well, that's your job as an actor, right?
Isn't
that what you're always looking to do?
It's a good job, right?
Excellent. We're going to have more with Taron Egerton right after this.
Your brother's gonna walk.
I'm not.
I talked to some of the guys. They said the prosecutor, Beaumont, he's trying to prove something with you.
Prove what?
That he's not part of the machine.
I'm not part of the machine.
I was. My family. Your mother's family.
Tell me there's a way out of this.
Not a quick one.
Welcome back. I'm here with Taron Egerton. So that was a scene out of your new show, which is called Blackbird on Apple TV+, and you guys shot that in a real prison, right?
Yeah, we did. I don't know who made that decision. So stressful. Being in a real prison in August in New Orleans, it was a lot. It was a lot. But, you know, gives it authenticity and all that.
Have you ever been in a real prison? Have you ever been arrested, I should say?
I kind of want to be able to say yes, because I feel like it'd give me some edge, but no, not at all. No.
Really? Are you like a squeaky clean kind of guy?
I don't want to say I'm squeaky clean. I'm single, and it'd put everyone off me, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, I think so.
Are you single? Because we should get that messaging out there as well. Oh, well, wait a second. You're blushing a little. Maybe you're not single.
I am.
Okay, I want to talk about Ray Liotta, because he passed away, as everyone knows, and you work with him. He plays your father in this series. So tell us about what that was like working with him.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously, he was something of a hero to me, and when I read this script, it's got a very touching and really dysfunctional relationship at the heart of it, and it's the relationship between my character and his father. And it was so exciting when Ray agreed to do it. He read the script and agreed in under 24 hours. He was so excited about it. And I didn't really know what to expect, because I'd say, you know, his performances are kind of characterized by like menace, I would say. You know, he's an intimidating figure. Always,
in every movie.
In every movie. And I stepped onto... I did an Instagram post about this, but it's a story I do like telling, you know, and I stepped on set, and he was kind of in his own world, didn't really wasn't really sort of engaged with his environment. And sometimes actors can be... I mean, we're a weird bunch. We do weird stuff. So I thought I'd leave him to it, give him his space. And from across the room, he sort of caught my eye and just stood up, walked towards me in a kind of a frail way. He's in ailing health in the show. And he just embraced me. And we sort of stayed that way for a little while. It was kind of weird, but it was really nice as well. And I said, I'm really glad we're doing this. And he said, me too. And he didn't say anything to me for that first day, other than what we said to each other in character. And we had a few weeks of filming together, and it was a really amazing experience for me. He just brought this presence, this reality. In contrast with, you know, the kind of toughness of him, he brought this incredible tenderness and love. And I'm really proud of the relationship we built. We had the premiere last night. His daughter and his fiancée were both there, you know, to kind of honour him. And we really have lost one of the greats, but he's amazing in the show. And, yeah, I loved working with him.
Did he give you any advice on set? Like any acting advice or anything like that?
He didn't give me acting advice. He was always very complimentary. And we got very comfortable with each other very quickly. And I was sat opposite him in one of the prison visitation scenes, and, you know, I was moaning about something I had to do as an actor, because that's what we do, actors, we moan. And I was telling him about something I had to do promotionally or whatever, but it wasn't a particularly nice thing. I was telling him about it. He was kind of listening quietly, not really looking at me. And then he sort of I finished, and he didn't really say anything. I thought, oh, God, you know, he doesn't agree with me. He's made a judgment about me because of that. And he just leant over and went, F you, pay me. Oh, well, this is great. I can die and go to heaven now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you.
Everybody should watch this show. It's called Blackbird. It premieres July 8th on Apple TV+. Thank you, Taron Egerton.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with Cassie Ballerini.